binoculars, welcome back to Viva Barca and welcome to another interesting episode where we are going to be discussing on the latest stories. We start with Oriol Romeu as it has been reported that Barca are set to open new contacts for the signing of €8 million rated Busquets replacement. We are going to be discussing on that as we progress. Secondly, talking about Sofyan Amrabat, as it has been reported that the Manchester United target is still waiting for an offer from Barcelona. We are also going to be discussing about that. So guys, as we get right into the full stories, please, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, turn on the post bell notification to always stay notified whenever I post a new video. Consider liking the video and please watch it right up to the very end. It was never going to be simple to replace Sergio Busquets. The former captain left Barcelona this summer after a legendary spell at the club, and the club are now scampering from pillar to post looking for a replacement. At first, there appear to be options aplenty on the market. Sofyan Amrabat, Joshua Kimmich, Marcelo Brozovic, and Martin Zubimendi were some of the names strongly considered at Spotify Camp Nou. However, none materialized owing to the club's precarious economic situation. Xavi Hernandez has always maintained that the defensive midfield is his priority, as the position to be reinforced in the summer. In a cash-strapped situation, the hunt has only gotten more difficult. Oriol Romeu has emerged as the latest target on that front. The Girona star has a release clause of just €8 million on his contract, and it's a smart choice of the Catalans given its La Masia roots. However, his name has not generated consensus within the club's offices yet. According to report from Mundo Deportivo, the internal debate over Romeu continues to rage in the administration. However, Barcelona plan on opening new contact with the player as well as his club, Girona, to finalize the transfer in what comes as a positive development. The coming days will be critical in the board's analysis of the market opportunity and economic feasibility of his arrival. Barcelona will hold talks with both Girona and the player in the coming days. The plan is to sign the player for 2 seasons with an option for a third, although a transfer will depend largely on Girona's flexibility on the transfer fee. The chance of them offering an exemption, however, is bleak as they continue to point at the midfielder's €8 million release clause. Romeu, for his part, is understood to be keen on a move back to his boyhood club, so personal terms are unlikely to be an issue. However, negotiations with Girona could be a whole other thing. So Barca are still hot in the tails of Girona defensive midfielder Oriol Romeu, who continues to be the sole target now in that position. And from all indications, Barca continue to be confident that the player will be a Barca player. Oriol Romeu, according to reports, is very excited about the prospect of becoming a Barca player. Currently, the price tag stands at €8 million. And it still baffles me that Barca are still saying that €8 million needs to be negotiated. So Barcelona can't even go for €8 million. They are still asking for the price to be reduced. And for me, I think quite understandably, Girona had every right to refuse that. They must pay that 8. They don't want to lower the price for nobody. Of course, he is 31, and I think Barca are making the excuses that yes, 31-year-old, why should we go up to €8 million for him? But I think €8 million is still very, very okay for a 31-year-old player. It's still okay. That's not much money. We understand that yes, Barca are going through a lot. In order to comply with the financial fair play hasn't been an easy task at all. And of course, player sales haven't even taken place. So it just makes everything look so difficult for Barca, that to an extent where even a player worth €8 million is more than Barca. It just tells you the economic state that Barca are going through is terrible. It's terrible. But I don't think that will stop Barca from pushing. I think Barcelona are confident. Of course, Xavi have already made it clear that a new pivot is a priority. By all means, even if they want to miss out on a right back, they will miss out on a right back because they need a pivot. But honestly, if you ask me personally, I would say even if we don't get that new pivot, there's no problem. We have Frankie de Jong, we have players like Frankie C, who is still a Barca player and can still play that role. It's just Javi who has put in his head that he's looking for a Busquets type. And even if we're talking about a Busquets type of player, Oriol Romeu is not a Busquets type of player. If we are looking for an upgraded Oriol Romeu, we have it. We have Frankisi, a guy who is physical. Oriol Romeu is a physical player. Physical attributes, right? You can see it from his physique. He has nothing to do with Busquets at all. Busquets has nothing to do with Oriol. They have no similarity in one way or the other. So I don't understand the kind of thing that Javi is saying as this Busquets replacement. Like seriously, it's funny. It's really funny. So it is what it is. Let's see how the summer window is gonna look like. No matter what I say, no matter what the fans say, it's not going to change anything what that Javi and Laporta decides, right? It's not going to change. It's just like we are giving our own opinions, yes, but whatever they decide, it's painful that it might not suit our own, what we wanted, but we can't do anything. We have no power to change it, right? So let's see if actually they will push for the signing of Oriol Romeu despite the recent developments. Then moving on to the final story of discussion, Sofyan Amrabat has been heavily linked with Barca since the January window. The Fiorentina man has been attracting quite a lot of interest from several top clubs across Europe, but he is understood to be crazy about the move to Barca. But talks over a move for Amrabat have gone so quiet lately, with Barca deciding to move on another target such as Oriol Romeu. Despite that, according to a report from Mundo Deportivo, even though things have been quite quiet lately, Amrabat still has a deep desire to join Barcelona and is waiting for an offer from the Blaugrana despite serious interest coming from Manchester United. Barca have been scouring the market for a new defensive midfielder after the departure of Sergio Busquets. The likes of Joshua Kimmich, Martin Zubimendi, and Marcelo Brozovic had been at the top of the agenda, but move never materialized. As such, a transfer for Romeo is now in the works, but Amrabat still remains on the agenda at Barcelona. A move for him is no longer seen as priority, although the club were prepared to go all out if we're all prepared to go for him when they were hoping to sign Messi. Now, despite the Catalans looking at other options, Amrabat is hoping that Barcelona come up with an offer for him. In the meantime, Manchester United are also interested in the Fiorentina man and have been hoping to make a move for him. However, the Red Devils have not made the formal offer for the Moroccan international as of yet. So guys, with that, we have come to an end of this episode. Thanks a lot for watching. Until next time. Bye bye.